Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Big fight feel here this evening at Stafford Motor Speedway for the championship round here for the Turn4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth. Hard to believe this is race number 10 of 10 on the season. We're going to quickly take a look at the starting lineup. Lights already off on the pace truck. Final parade lap for these drivers of the season, and how apropos that it ends here at Stafford Motor Speedway, home track for a lot of these drivers. Kenny Thompson up front, championship contender Skylar Shippey. I believe he's going to lock the championship up by starting here tonight. He's going to roll off P2. Tony Quadros, JD Stockwell, Aaron Thompson, and Nate Wenzel are going to be the front 6 drivers. And you can take a peek at the rest of the starting order on your screen there. Backup spotting services 100, getting ready to rock and or roll for one final time here this winter. Gonna put these race cars, the virtual race cars, back on the shelves, because it's almost time to go real racing all the way across the country, all the way across the continent, all the way across the world. Green flag flying here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. 125 laps on the docket here this evening. One of them already in the books. They're still side by side for the lead. Kenny Thompson up front, Skylar Shippey in the 51 car. He is on the outside looking in. Lots of fans for the 51 camp. He's going to come in with a monstrous lead here in the points. We can take a look here at the top 5 standings. Coming into tonight, after last week's race number 9 at Concord Speedway, stats presented by RSAL TV. Shippey slipping up just a little bit there on the outside, but as you can see, a tight points battle coming in through into the top 5, especially after a grueling 10-race battle. Oh my goodness, trouble in the second half of the top 10. Caution flag going to fly for the very first time here this evening on lap number 4. Go back up to Youst Racing Designs instant replay and take a quick little look-see. It's what went down, and it looks like it might have been between the 4 and the 03 car. Everybody relatively close together. These street stocks beating and banging. There you can see the 15 getting a little bit squirrely, as is the 03. They might have gotten some contact up in there, and there you see calamity ensuing in behind Prescott in the 04 car. Getting sent on around, a boss man, TJ Gerard, getting a piece of the action there. And the number 13 Ford Mustang, and it looks like he's able to grab it a gear and get going once again. So good news for the boss man there, albeit he is going to have to head on down to the virtual pit road and see if he can't get himself some repairs, maybe get some fuel, some tires slapped back on that thing and get it back out there. Looking forward to hopefully seeing the iRacing crew back out here at Stafford Motor Speedway so we can get a little bit of a rescan. There's been some updates. Stafford's done a lot of fantastic upgrades to the racetrack. You've got the Cletus McFarland burnout patch down there. Really looking forward to seeing that come back, as well as the new England 900. Just an awful great group, really good group surrounding Cletus McFarland and the Freedom Factory, and just really doing a great job with entertaining the masses and kind of bringing new eyes to the motorsports industry. So always cool to see that. Always see the cool to see the expansion, and we're always kind of trying to bridge the gap here between VidaneTV, or with VidaneTV rather, between real racing and sim racing. So always cool to get out there to support your local short track and pick out a favorite driver, buy a t-shirt, buy a hat. Every little bit helps out in the racing industry, and sim racing really no difference. Get out there, get some hats, get some t-shirts, get a little bit of merchandise, and let everybody know who you're pulling for here on VidaneTV or at your local racetrack, wherever you may be following your motorsports action. Lights are off, the iRacing pace truck getting ready to do battle once again here at the virtual Stafford Speedway, my home track. Been going to this place for a decade and a half, 15 years working with the Rent a Race Car crew, and didn't get there too much last year. Hoping to get there a lot more this year. Been on the road a lot with the real racing camera gigs, but here we go. Green flag flying once again. The backup spotting services 125 is green. Great start there by the number 39 of Thompson, able to pull away by a couple of car lengths. Still a little side-by-side action there for second and third. Just kind of lingering right in their quarter panels. They seem to get it sorted out, at least for second. Tony Quadros able to pull away JD Stockwell down on the bottom side. Championship leader Skylar Shippey in the 51 up on the high side, battling it out for that third position. Thompson, number 2. Aaron Thompson in a 19 car, holding on to that 5th position as the street stocks thunder on by. Our ground cams back there on the back straightaway. always a cool place to see racing here at Stafford Motor Speedway, whether it's the virtual track or the real track. You can see there is action all the way across the racetrack and all the way around it as well. We've even got, speaking of that, rescan potentially, what I'd like to see a rescan at Stafford Motor Speedway. We've got safer barriers here now. Got those from a racetrack up around here somewhere. I forget which racetrack it was, but they closed down, and Stafford was able to snag those up, get them installed, and really looking out for the safety of the drivers, which is definitely the absolute key point. These drivers go out and do battle for us to entertain us each and every Friday night, so you bet your bottom dollar they better be safe while they're out there, at least as much as we can control. Big slide there for the sixth place driver of Kyle Dumas. We saw him get a little squirrely earlier on in that 15 car, but still holding on to it just on the outside right now of the top 5, looking in, running in at that 6th position. And you can see just trying to close into the back bumper there of Aaron Thompson. Doing a great job holding the pretty wheel, as they say, and great speed shots there. 2 angles here on the speed shot at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. Looking one way, then looking the other, and that's the old adage, right? Look both ways before you cross the racetrack. And single file action all the way around, little steel cage racing as it's called here on any given Friday night here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Up in the Dirty Springs, Central North Connecticut. If you're up in the area, definitely check it out. Always recommend checking out the first and last races of the season, the Spring Sizzler and the Fall Final. Always, it's mellowed out just a little bit. Used to be crazy. It used to be big old bonfires, live music, but we still have a little fun. It's just a little bit quieter, a little bit more of a controlled chaos. But definitely check that out. And it's, again, always fun to support the local racetrack. Get out there, support your local racers, and really one of the most brand loyal industries and sports in the world. You talk to any race fan, you know it's usually you're a Jeff Gordon fan, you drink Pepsi. You're a Dale Jr. fan, you drink Budweiser, whatever it may be. A little bump in action here. 4 seconds. J.D. Stockwell up into the 12, and 45 of J.D. Stockwell just going to pull over on that one. Knows that the 12 Quattro is pointed in the wrong direction. We're going to stay green here in this one with 15 laps down, 110 to go, and that's going to really open up the gap. Kenny Thompson has all the breathing room in the world. Oh, nope, just kidding. Going to throw the caution flag here with 109 to go. There's Tony Quadros. Might have had some trouble getting that 12 car spun on around. We'll back up to U-House Racing Designs Instant Replay and see if we can't take a little look-see at it. There is Kenny Thompson. We're going to see if we can see what all went down with Tony Quadros. So you can see they are already around and gathering it back up. So we're going to back up the tapes just a little bit of a skosh there. We saw it happen live, but we'll take another peek at it just because we can. And we're going to switch the camera up to the blimp because we have that blimp cam, and AC45 just got in there just a little bit too hot to trot into the left quarter panel of the 12 car. They didn't hit anything else or anybody else, but unfortunately it looks like it might have been raining down there. That drain might be clogged down there. I think that's what it is. Tony Quadros, well, nope, he's going to drive right through the drain. So he didn't get stuck in the grass, just not able to get that car rolling once again. There you see he's actually going to go down a lap as the field comes down and around behind the pace truck. Still have the lights on, so gives these drivers an opportunity to check all the belts, check all the connections, make sure everything is ready to rock and or roll. We're going to take the restart here with about 105 laps to go here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. Easy enough for me to say. For the backup spotting service is 125. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in here to a Wednesday night for the final time here with the Turn4Podcast Winter iRacing Championship Series. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. on the call here in the production truck. Got lots of folks out there watching on the interwebs, trying to take over, as it were. We're excited to see that TikTok is back. We're going to start loading that up with some of our race highlights as well. But be sure to get us on all the social media outlets. We're on the X, we're on Twitter, we're on the Instagram now as well. Do a quick search for the @VidaneTV. It pops right up. Get us over on the YouTube. We got over 750 subscribers over there, and obviously the 2,100 plus that follow us on Facebook. We thank you in a big way. Green flag flies once again here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. Kenny Thompson down at the bottom side. Championship leader Skylar Shippey up on the top side. Beautiful black and orange-ish number 51 car, always looking sharp at the virtual racetrack here on VidaneTV. And I bet in real life at the racetrack, no question there as well. Another big slide for the 15 car. Gathered it back up, but these cats did not. Reckon once again out of turn number 4 here at Stafford. Caution once again. So we'll back it up on the U-House Racing Design instant replay. Looks like this happened in the second half of the top 10, just outside of it. There you see the 59 car already down and around. Colton Hall getting tagged here. We'll watch this through. There's some bumper covers coming off the 74 car. It almost looks like a Yoo-Hoo car. Makes me want a chocolate milk. I could go for a chocolate milk right now. We'll back this up once again, though, to take a look at the 59 car. As there you see, it looks like it. Well, we're going to back it up just backed it up a little bit too much. As I saw a little bit of contact getting ready to make it up there. There's the incident, and just looks like everybody gets a little bit squirrely. There you see the 37 kind of got loose, almost an accordion effect back to the 90. The 5 a buck gets a little bit sideways. 59 has to check up, slides up into the 08. There you go, a little sideways action. Prescott does a great job getting through. 6 car gets a piece of the action. Handful of drivers exchanging VIN numbers, it looks like, on the old bumper covers from the front side and the back side. But a couple of light taps, and everybody able to keep it pointed in the right direction. As you see, I believe that is the 13 car that is going around to gather the lucky dog or the free pass car. Just kidding. That's the 77 of Garen Batson back on the lead lap. He's going to rejoin the tail of the field. Lights still on the iRacing pace truck here, so we'll take another look at the point standings coming in after race number 9 at Concord last week. Skylar Shippey up top with 383 points, a 26-point lead over Aaron Thompson in second. Nathan Wenzel, JD Stock, Colt Martin up in the top 5 there as well. It has been a barn burner all season long. Crazy to think this is going to be race number 10 of 10 on the season. We're going to be crowning ourselves officially a champion before we get off the airwaves this evening. And with that big lead coming into it, we'd have to do some quick math, but I believe Skylar Shippey in the 51 camp locked that championship in by starting the race here this evening just with that lead coming into it. I didn't do the math, though, and it wasn't on my post-it note beforehand, and I double-checked underneath the coffee cup to make sure it wasn't on a second post-it note or anything like that. But I do believe the 51 car is going to be able to lock that championship up, and you can see the 39 up front. He's doing everything he can to possibly get this championship. He's running in the top 3 right now, and they're both chasing Kenny Thompson in the 39 car, who's going to start down on the bottom side. Green flag flies once again on the home stretch. Under 100 laps to go, 98 to be exact, as they cross the stripe. Green flag once again. 39 car gets a great restart. Kenny Thompson able to pull away by about a half a car length heading into turns 3 and 4. And it's a little bit tighter down here in turn 3 and 4. Back in the day when this was a horse track just getting paved, somebody moved that marker there in turn number 4 in about 10 feet. So a little bit of the racetrack lore here at Stafford Speedway for you. A little bit of a slide there from the 19 car of Aaron Thompson. He's going to hold on to the 3rd place. The front 3 have it sorted out single file. They're side by side for that 4th place. The 90 car, I believe it was, just kidding, it's going to be the 12 car, sliding back by a couple of spots there, but they get it all pardon me, sorted out. Is the 4 car of Colton Martin. Having to mention his name too many times here tonight. He's up into the top 5, and he's showing just why he's in the top 5 in points. Just a quiet night, holding on to it. Kyle DeMoss in the 15 car. We saw him skating around, sliding around, muscling that car around on the middle groove, trying to make a little magic happen. And you see side by side with the 3 car of Dominic Lafleur, putting on a battle, putting on a show here for us in the second half of the top 10. And the 90 car there as well. Anthony Bellafor, Rodney Huntoon in the 12 in the mix. And this is standard practice here at Stafford Motor Speedway. If you haven't seen these street stocks run at Stafford, it's an absolute treat as these guys putting on a show here for us. A little single file action. As I say that, we almost get a little double file. The front 6 have it all sorted out. Just kind of making some laps here. The 15 big time loose. It looked like he tried to take a peek down to the bottom side of the 3, but Dumas had to think better of it. Backed off the throttle just a little bit, and you saw it upset the back of the race car. And I've seen with these fuel tanks very similar to the real life street stocks here at Stafford Motor Speedway. The more fuel you put into them, the heavier in the back end. Oh, wrecking in the back of the pack. I believe that's the 43 car we saw. Indeed it is, down on the front straightaway, going to tear up the grass. Put a couple of tire marks in that one, going to try and gather it back up. It looks like he's A-okay, but tough break there for the number 43 car, Jackson Davis, and that's not going to be too happy. Not going to make David Root too happy. He's going to have to get down there and fill those ruts in down on the front straightaway. Very immaculate grass the past handful of seasons at Stafford Speedway. Hopefully that's something else we can get rescanned with iRacing out at the track too, is trying to get them back out there to kind of rescan the grass. It's always, the place looks absolutely fantastic over the past 5 years. Speaking of fantastic, it's been a fantastic run for that 39 car. Kenny Thompson leading all the laps so far here this evening. Championship leader, the number 51 car, comfortably in that second spot. He's about 3, maybe 4 tenths behind Kenny Thompson right now. Skylar Shippey in second. Aaron Thompson in the 19 car, very solidly on the podium, holding on to third right now. You can see the front 4 have it pretty much sorted out. The 03 car of Nate Wenzel is there. Colton Martin, 5th on track, 5th in the points, coming in at 2 tonight after race number 9 at Concord last week. Kyle Dumas in the 15. Very quick car, very strong car, but very darty, we'll call it. The back end of that race car liking to slipping and sliding around, and it's going to be a wonder if those tires are going to hold up all evening long. We do have 2 sets of tires on pit road for each of these drivers to come down and take as they prefer, but you got to remember these street stock pit crews not quite as fast as a cup car pit crew, so a 4-tire pit stop, you really got to be taking a look where that pit crew or where that pace car is as they're coming around. You don't want to lose yourself a lap or potentially even more. We'll take a peek here at the battle for 7th, albeit calmed just briefly. Anthony Bellafor holding on to 7th. Rodney Huntoon right in behind him. Little 4-pack, 5-pack, 6-pack of cars back here, led by the 3. The 37 of Joey Frazier back here. The 5 of Kyle Buck. Saw him up dancing with the top 10. He's just on the outside looking in right now in 11th. Keegan Tabor in the 74. There you see him in the mellow yellow ride. Running in 12th. J.D. Slockwell slides all the way back to P13. Tony Quadros back here as well. Colton Hall, Eric Burke running in 17th. Garrett Benson in the 77 back in 18th. Jimmy Jakorski and Justin Prescott, the top 20 drivers. Jackson Davis and DJ Gerard going to round out or Jackson Davis, the last car, the 21 cars on the lead lap. DJ Gerard currently 2 laps down in the 13, and Mike Centermarsh looks like he parked it down on pit road after an earlier incident. So with 84 laps to go, comfortable lead right now for the current leader, Kenny Thompson in the 39. You see it right there as he heads into turn number 4. Caution flag going to fly, though. Going to take that comfort level and, well, throw it out the window. So we're going to bunch everybody back up and give ourselves another restart here momentarily. But before we get there, let's take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay and see if we can find out just who it was that pointed themselves in the wrong direction. As we back up the tapes, there you see Joey Frazier gets a little bit of a bump from the 5 of Buck. Quick lazy 360, gathers it back up. 59 car does a great job getting down and around. Look at the brake rotors on the 13 of DJ Gerard, making sure that thing comes to a stop. 37 car grabs the gear, gets rolling once again. No harm, no foul. Going to lose a little bit of track position, though. You can see the 37 car going to gather back up with the tail end of the field. So going to lose a couple of positions, going to lose a bit of track position, and you can see going to try and restart here from the 14th spot. So I don't know, at that point I think I would come down pit road, maybe even grab a set of tires. There are a handful of drivers on pit road right now. Looks like the 5 of Kyle Buck going to grab some tires. There you see the black and green machine going down and around. So a handful of drivers taking the opportunity to get 4 fresh tires, 2 tires, maybe even just some Sunoco race fuel, just to add a little bit of weight to the back of the race car once again, because we mention it every chance we get that these race cars, even albeit virtual race cars, when they're running around the racetrack, they'll burn off fuel, and as the fuel burns off in that fuel tank or from that fuel tank in the back of the race car, it's going to kind of lift it up just a little bit. You're putting the spoiler up into the air a little bit more, so it's going to affect the way the race car, the virtual race car, handles. So that's going to be one more thing that these drivers are going to be battling with and trying to kind of fight through strategy with as the race progresses. And that's one more reason I like being in the production truck yelling into a microphone, because there's so much that goes into these sim racing drivers, and with all the split decisions that you have to make in the sim racing world, it really keeps you sharp. And that's why a lot of these guys that kind of put the race car, the real race car, in the shop or in the garage for those cold winter months, they'll hop on the sim rig, hop on iRacing, hop on with us here at VidaneTV and turn some laps, entertain the masses in the meantime. Pace truck going to take that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road once again. Barney in the Flagstead says it's time to go. Green flag flying here for the backup spotter. Services 125. The 39 car again gets another great restart, but as does the 51. Thompson and Shippey side by side. They get it sorted out, though. Thompson able to pull away and slide in front of the 51, but man, there were 2 or 3 taps from the 51 to the back bumper of the 39, but that gave the opportunity of Aaron Thompson to kind of stick his nose down into that spot. He was able to get to the back bumper of the 51, let Shippey know that he's there, but they get it sorted out. Front 4 now single file side by side for 5th. Nate Wenzel holding on to it in the 03 car. Colton Martin in the 4 trying to take it away there on the bottom side. You can see how hard these guys are driving into these corners, really shaking the back end of the race cars. Big slide again for the 15 car of Kyle Dumas. Holds on to it, albeit dropping a couple of spots. JD Stockwell going to slide on by there as well. Scary situation for Dumas in that number 15 car. You can see still kind of stuck in that middle to high groove, trying to get down, back down to the bottom. There you see him. He's back down on the apron. Oh, slides up again. Those tires are cooked on the back of that 15 car. Might be a good opportunity for him to come down at pit road and get some tires, as it looks like the 3 car pointed in the incorrect direction. Caution flag flies here with 76 laps to go. So we'll take a peek here at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you see the 3 car gets a little bit squirrely, chases it. Oh, the 5 car down on the bottom side after checking up. Looks like he gets a bit of help. And he gets to get down there and tear up some grass as well. And that's one of those situations where you can really control yourself, you can control your own actions, but unfortunately, when there's other race cars on the track and they're trying to avoid, they get a little bit of the action themselves. I got a feeling we're going to have a busy pit road. There's a couple of drivers taking advantage of the pit stops here at Stafford Speedway. Again, beautifully repaved pit stalls down there. There's a whole burnout pad down there now at the real Stafford Speedway. Some fantastic improvements at my home track up in Stafford Springs, and hopefully trying to get out there a couple more times this year. Didn't make it out there, I think, but one time this past year due to the schedule that I've picked up with the Real Racing broadcasts and running a camera pretty much all over the country, all over North America. Even got up to Canada at one point this past year. It's been an adventure, to say the least. And February is getting ready to be hot as we're heading down to Florida, which is nice because it is cold here in southern Connecticut. Let me tell you, it is. It got down to about 2 degrees last night. So still working with Wingnut Productions and Conway Customs. We got some t-shirts and some hooded sweatshirts on the go. We're going to be coming out with some hats as well. The whole new VidaneTV merchandise hauler getting a rehaul in its own right. And we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff on the go, merchandise, and we're going to be hooking up with some of the drivers in the virtual world and the real racing world, and sometimes making that crossover as well. A lot of special projects here as well. Going to be able to follow along with all of that on the social media apps. Be sure to get us, follow us, like us, share with us. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're pulling for, and let your friends and family know you're watching a little bit of iRacing action here on a Wednesday night. There goes the pace truck. One Mogan going to take down the safety of pit road. Green flag's going to fly here at Stafford. We are green, green, green. Great jump once again. Great start, rather, from the 39 of Thompson. Able to pull away. Just able to clear. Coming out of turn number 2, the 51 car of Skylar Shippey. The 19 car saw that screen door open down on the bottom side. Aaron Thompson now side by side for second. Big slide. Big drift all the way through that corner for the 03 car of Nate Wenzel. He holds on to it, though. Contact between he and the 45 and everybody else, it looks like, up in the top 10. Everybody able to gather it back up. We stay clean. We stay green up until that point there. Caution flag going to fly. Big contact between the 03 car, the 15 car. DJ Gerard, they see involved in it as well. Benson in the 77. He got a piece of the action. Tough break here. We'll take a peek at it. U-House Racing Designs instant replay. Going to take a look at this one from the blimp because there was a lot of action. You see the 90 in the black and white, or the white and green car on the right side of your screen. They're working on that, but the action was right here with the 03 and the 74. And we'll back that up once again. Take a look at it because you can see there was a little bit of contact. The 03 was up. Looks like he did come down a little quickly here. Look at that. We got a slow motion button. There you see a little bit of a tab, and it looks like the 74 might have lost control of that car and just hard right turn rather, up into the wall. And unfortunately, a handful of cars up there. There's DJ Gerard just getting a tag piece of the action. 15 car down on pit road, as is the 03 of Wenzel. That's going to be a tough road ahead for those cars. DJ Gerard down on pit road as well with 68 laps to go here at the championship event. The last race of the season, race number 10 of 10, and they're all chasing Kenny Thompson up front. Aaron Thompson, the new second place driver. Skylar Shippey dropping back to third. Colton Martin holding on to the fourth position in that number 4 car. JD Stockwell currently in third. Tony Quadros, Dominic Lafleur, Anthony Bellafor, Rodney Huntoon, and Evan Burke going to be the top 10 as they run. Browsing through some of the social comments. Let us know who you're pulling for, where you're watching from. Big Dens makes a good point. It's not very warm in Florida. It's mid-30s, and that is cold in Florida. I get it. I understand. Rhonda has a good point as well. Harley Davidson colors on the 51 for Shippey. Love it. Kayla Sharp, Shippey out there as well. Give him hell, Slurpee. Man, oh man, not Slurpee. Slurkey. I gotta get these eyes checked. Green flag flies once again. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, X, TikTok. We're on all of them. Be sure to give us the like, to subscribe, to share throughout the evening. Let your friends and family know you're watching the action here on VidaneTV. We are still hot all winter long, and then we slide on in to the winter months, and things just get crazy from that point forward. 65 laps to go. 64 at the stripe. They're all still chasing that 39 car. Kenny Thompson. Aaron Thompson moves himself into the second spot, and that Harley Davidson colored, Harley Davidson themed number 51 car of Skylar Shippey. He's holding on to that third position, but man, oh man, that 4 car has come alive. The Colton Martin machine in a P4. He's all over the back bumper there of Skylar Shippey, and he's doing that while playing defense, because you see he's got a mirror full of the 45 of JD Stockwell That black and green street stock machine all over the back bumper, giving him a little bit of bump, getting some of that green spray paint or some of that green vinyl all over the back bumper of the number 4. As you can see, these guys are nose to tail all the way through the top 10. Street stock racing at its absolute finest here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Steel cage racing, as they call it on any given Friday night. Really looking forward to getting back to this place this year and hanging out with the Renner Race Car crowd and the 39 late model there, Paul Verricchio Jr. Monster year for him in the late model series, finishing second in points. Caution flag going to fly, though, here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs. There you see the 3-car involved in it once again. Little tag team, little tag action there. I guess we could call it. We'll back this up. This is one of those incidents where we're going to back it up a little ways, and we'll take a look at it once again. So the 3 and the 1 side by side, getting on into the second half. The 3 didn't look like he was cleared. There you see playing a little ping pong with the wall and the 1, and it looks like the 1 just didn't really appreciate that. Gave him a little how you do and spins him around. The 3-car does a great job, though, not hitting anything and getting back on track. You can see it tuck in to his spot behind the 77 and going to come down pit road, get some service to that machine. There you see the 77 of Benson down on pit road as well. About a dozen or so cars down on pit road here at this point. A lot of the leaders coming down to get themselves some service on these stops. There you can see the 19 of Thompson pulled away. The 51 of Shippey going to pull his way as well. Looks like the 39 may very well have gotten his 4 tires as well. J.D. Stockwell, same thing for the 45. A lot of the field down on pit road. There you can see the pace truck coming out of turn number 4. Everybody trying to drop the jacks and get off of pit road as quickly as they can to try and stay on the lead lap here with 59 laps to go. And working around this time on lap 68, going to be lap 69 next time by. So these guys know they've already run 69 laps on a set of tires and on a set of fuel, so they know that they can make 59 laps. Just the way the cookie crumbles in the world of math and in the world of physics. And what that's going to do is it's going to shake things up for the top 5. Tony Quadros has been out on that same set of tires for the entirety of this race in that number 12 car. Saw him get a little squirrely earlier on, so there may be some flat spots on those tires at one point or another. Rodney Huntoon came down 25 laps ago. There you see in that number 12 car. He's going to restart in the second position. Justin Prescott in the 04. 17 laps ago for him, as is Kyle Buck and Aaron Thompson. They came down for 2 tires apiece, it looks like. Actually, the 04 looks like he might have taken 4 tires. So lots of strategies throughout this one. Everybody in behind from 5th on back to 10th came down pit road this time by and took 2 tires. Evan Burke is the first car in 12th that took 4 tires, including everybody in behind. Woo! Try and keep up with all that. You can do that over on the scoring page, VidaneTV/scoring, Wingnut Timing and Production. Follow along at home as well. Green flag flying once again. The front 3, front 4, front 5 or so. Front 4, get it all sorted out. They're side by side for 5th. They're 3 wide now for the second half of the top 10. Racing all over the racetrack here at Stafford Motor Speedway. They get it all sorted out. They're back down to 2x2 here on the back straightaway, and they're chasing down the new leader, Tony Quadros, in that number 12 car. And every single lap, the 50, the 90 car rather, of Bellafor down into the grass to 59, down there as well in the front straightaway. It looks like he's going to gather it back up. Colton Hall having some issues, gathers it back up. He is down and away. We stay green here with 54 laps to go, and there you see your new leader, the 12 car. After that round of pit stops, he elected to stay out on track. It seems to be working for him. Cold air giving him a little bit of room. He's got some breathing room in behind to that number 12 car of Rodney Huntoon. He's got fresher tires, but he's not catching them. He's not able to get back up to the bumper of the number 12 car. Prescott in the 04 car, though, he's got some fresh tires from 21 laps ago. He is moving and grooving, holding on to 3rd. And this is where it starts to get a little dicey. The 19 car has fresh tires, came down that last caution for 2, as did the 39, who is right in behind him of Kenny Thompson. Skylar Shippey there as well. He's got 2 fresh tires. The 5 of Kyle Buck sliding backwards, it looks like, stuck in that middle groove. J.D. Stockwell going to kick the door down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And, oh, he's going to move on up and say hello to Kyle Buck. Hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. There you go. How about that slide? How about that drift from Kyle Buck in the number 5? Clip it and ship it. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure. A little sideways action up front there for the 45 of J.D. Stockwell as well. He's going to tuck into the tire tracks of Colton Martin in the number 4 car. Little side-by-side action in behind there as well. Little side-by-side action briefly for second. They figure it back out there. Single file now for the front 7 or 8. 50 laps to go here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. For the backup spotting services, 125. Whew! These guys are putting on a show here for us, and they are all chasing down that 12 car of Tony Quadros. Aaron Thompson doing what you do here at Stafford Motor Speedway when you start to get late on into the race, and you're going to start to see a lot of these drivers do it. They're going to get down on that apron and try and get these cars to de-wedge themselves just a little bit more. Loosens the car right up. There you see the 19 car really trying to diamond off the racetrack in turns number 1. You see that in real life in all divisions here at Stafford Speedway. Oh, he gets into the back quarter panel of the 04 of Prescott. He straightens it back up, but he's going to move himself into third. Skylar Shippey trying to take advantage down to the bottom side. Doesn't quite have enough momentum to take the spot from the 04 car, but it's going to give. Oh, the 04 gets another bump from the 51. He gets straightened out again. Prescott sliding backwards. J.D. Stockwell, he sees that door open once again down to the bottom side. Going to make it 3 wide all the way through turns 3 and 4 up into the outside wall. They get it sorted out 2 by 2. Thompson in the 39 car, big up into the outside wall. We're still green throughout all of that. 46 laps to go, 45 once we get to the stripe. No rest for Thompson in the 39. Well, he's going to get a little rest that time by because the caution flag going to fly here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll back up the tapes here on the U-House Racing Designs Instant Replay and find out exactly what went down to bring out caution flag here at Stafford. May have been just outside of the top 10 here. There you see it indeed. The Kyle Buck machine gets a little bit of contact. Oh, tough hit into the 90 car as well. That is a massive hit even in the sim racing world. The 90 car up into the outside wall, going to gather himself back up, but big time damage, big time problems with that motor. 5 car going to go down on the pit road and see if he can get that B-tuned virtual pit crew to figure something out with it, try and get it back out on track. You saw the 03 car of Wenzel going to come down pit road as well. Just a couple of cars down there trying to get some of the virtual kinks worked out of the car. You can see the pace truck out there in turn number 3. Going to be rounding out turn number 4 here momentarily. Kyle Dumas going to get the free pass, the 15 car back on the lead lap, and that's going to give us 17 cars by my count on the lead lap. And here at Stafford Speedway, here in short track racing, and especially here on VidaneTV, that tells me we've got 17 drivers that could potentially win this race. And right now they're all chasing the new leader, the 12 car Rodney Huntoon. He's been up front for 30, or he's been out on track rather for 39 laps. You can see everybody has finally now cycled on through to come down pit road. Kyle Buck is getting his service taken care of there as well. Tony Quadros going to rejoin the tail end of the field after the 12 car giving up the lead. He has, it looks like he had a little bit of damage on that car, 34 seconds down on pit road. So they got the damage taken away, or taken care of rather. They got a new set of Hoosier tires put on, bolted on, ready to rock and or roll here at the virtual Stafford Speedway. Going to get the restart here this time by with 41 laps to go. Is that enough time for the 12 car of Tony Quadros to utilize that fresh rubber and drive all the way through the field, or is track position and clean air going to be the key? The 12 car elects to choose the bottom side. The pace truck, he elects to take the hard left-hand turn onto the safety of pit road. Aaron Thompson in the 19 going to restart on the outside. Stockwell and Shippey row number 2. Green, green, green. Barney and the flag man says it's time to go. The front two get it sorted out super quickly. The 19 going to try and cross over. Thompson trying to get around on Huntoon on the bottom side. He's going to have a great shot here in turns 3 and 4. But you can see that 12 car really does a good job holding on to that bottom side of the racetrack. There is that apron that you're able to get down in there, but it doesn't quite work as well as you see it work there in turn numbers 1 and 2. 12 car has a half car length or so over the 19 of Thompson. They're side by side for third. The points leader, Shippey, in third on the bottom side. And the Harley-Davidson colored number 51 car, the 45 of Stockwell, trying to make a little magic happen up on the top side. And that 19 up in that second position is doing everything he can. He knows he's got 20 lap fresher tires than that 12 car, and he's got the catbird seat down on the bottom side. You can see he checks up just a little bit, getting into the corner to try and really come off of turn number 4 more aggressively. But the 12 car just running a really good defensive line there in 3 and 4. He runs up in the middle groove that time by. The 19, though, doesn't have enough room to kind of drift on up in front of him. And now you see the 51 car. He's been able to shake loose of the 45 of Stockwell. He now comes up to the fray, and you can see the 19 car now going to try and go down to the apron. Big time wiggle for the 19 of Thompson coming out of turn number 4. He holds on to it. He's going to lose a little bit of ground now on Huntoon. As you can see, he's pulled away by about 4/10 of a second because Thompson now has to go on to defense. So you see the 15 car up in front, getting ready to go a lap down, been struggling with the handling on that car, and it's starting to get zesty up in that top 5. Stockwell wants to move up as well. They are going to play a little bumper car action, 2x2, almost 3 wide. The 4 car going to join the fight here as well. You can see the 15 very dangerously getting into the lapping position as the leader comes right up to the back bumper. He's going to take a look down on the left-hand side, get down and around. The leader is by. Here comes 4-5 cars battling it out for the third position. As you can see, these guys are beating and banging, leaning on each other. They are very firm believers of 8 wheels turning better than 4. The old adage. The 15 car, Dumas getting up out of the way. Heads up driving by him. He's going to tuck into these lead lap cars and try and learn a thing or two about how this line works. Little side-by-side action still between the 04 and the 51. And it's starting to get hot up in the lead. The Thompson machine. The number 19 saw a hole down in the bottom side. It closed up relatively quickly once again. Coming to the stripe here for 33 laps to go. Justin Prescott going to slide himself in that third position in the 04 car. Down on the bottom, Shippey now stuck on the high side. We've seen it work for him in that 51 car up on the top, but doesn't seem to be doing what he needs to do here at Stafford in that middle groove, and that very well could just be that the track is rubbered up. May have had another division out on track with a different rubber compound. Makes it a little bit slick. But Aaron Thompson gets up to the door panel of the number 12 car, coming in to the back straightaway. 19 car of Thompson has the best shot to slide on up here in 3 and 4. Does so. New leader, the 19 of Aaron Thompson, going to cross the stripe with 31 laps to go, and you can see he is using that apron there in turn 1 and 2. Completely legal, definitely not out of bounds here at the virtual Stafford Speedway. You see that at the real track as well. Drivers will get down on that apron and really try and get the car to spin. It loosens the car up. There's a lot of grip down there, and it really helps turn the car and get down into the corner, and these guys are able to really get around, get a good exit off of turn 2 and 4 as well. You can see the 19 pulled away by a little bit. That battle for third, though, is still raging. 5 cars duking it out for that third position. All these drivers trying to talk to us here in the championship race for the Turn4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series. Race number 10 of Diaz here on VidaneTV. It's been great to cover these guys all winter long here on VidaneTV. Putting on a show, entertaining the masses as they single file it out here for the front 5 or so. JD Stockwell still brawling with Skylar Shippey. They're side by side, but they both dropped back a handful of spots. Evan Burke up to the outside wall in the 08 car. Keeps it pointed in the right direction, though. Doesn't even look like he slowed down any. Just went up there, gave it a little bit of a fist bump, and called it good. Holding on to the 9th spot, Joey Frazier in the 39. I don't think we've mentioned his name all night long. He's running in that 10th spot. We've seen that 37 a time or two. Caution flag, though, going to fly. The boss man involved, the DJ Gerard, something flew off that race car. The one car getting a piece of the action as well. Going to back up the tapes, take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and we'll back up the tapes. And we're getting better and better with this replay box. We've got it hooked up. We've got more buttons now. We've got regular speed. Look at this slow motion speed. How about that? A little bit of contact, it looks like. The 74 up into the quarter panel. Sends the one car around, smoke billowing out of the rear tires. Handful of drivers able to get down and around. DJ Gerard, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Bumper cover flying off the one car, skating on down the racetrack. Going to bring out the caution flag with just a few laps to go. You can see the one car looking like a modified just a little bit. He's going to restart, it looks like, right behind or maybe right on the inside of the 13 car of DJ Gerard. And well, now he's having some issues. He's playing footsies, it looks like, with the 74 of the Corsi. So drivers having some fun here, getting late into the going of this one. 26 laps to go. Shout out to Renner Race Car. 26 car, their flagship ride. 25 as we cross the stripe this time by. So 100 laps down, it looks like this. Aaron Thompson up front. Rodney Huntoon in second. Justin Prescott in the 04 car running in third. Colton Martin fourth. Kenny Thompson holding on to the fifth position. J.D. Stockwell sixth. Evan Burke in seventh. Joey Frazier in the 37. He's running in eighth. Kyle Buck ninth. Tony Quadros going to be in the 10th position. Jackson Davis in 11th. Garrett Benson, easy enough for me to say. In the pair of sevens, he's running in 12th. Sean Boudreau in the one car. We saw him in that incident. He's going to restart P13. Dominic LaFleur in the three car rolls off P14. Jimmy DeCourcy 15th. Skylar Shippey all the way back in 16th. Came down pit road, got him 4 Hoosier tires for the final 24 laps in this one. Going to restart 17th on the field, and the 59 car just got the free pass. So that puts Colton Hall in the 17th position and the 17th car on the lead lap. We saw that 15 car, the first car, 1 lap down. Whew. Pace truck taking that left turn down to the safety of pit road 1. Again, going to come to the start finish line underneath the green flag for what could be the final time of the season with 24 laps to go. Aaron Thompson gets the jump that he needs. He's able to pull away by about a car length over that number 12 car of Rodney Huntoon. Huntoon able to get away as well. Single file for the front two positions. They are still side by side for third, though. The 04 of Prescott down on the bottom side. The 4 of Colton Martin up on the high side. Has a little bit of a wiggle. He's going to slide on back. Gives Prescott the opportunity to get himself single file. The 39 of Thompson. Kenny Thompson going to get down. J.D. Stockwell in the 45. He's going to come down and around and get around that 4 car. Spot right there opens up. There you see it. Hard down into the bottom, but it's going to... These drivers checked up in behind. It looked like the 5 of Kyle Buck got a little bit sideways there. They sorted it out. We're 3 wide. Heading on down into turn number 1. That's the 03 car. Fresh tires for Wenzel. Looks like he's trying to make up some ground and get up towards the front as he is putting that car to work. Everybody up in the front, pretty much single file. The 03 trying to make a little bit of magic happen. A little 3 wide action. The 1 car getting a piece of it. The 74 getting down, checking out some of the grass on the bottom side. Jimmy DeCourcy gets it, had a straight front row view, easy enough for me to say, of that one. The 1 car had some off-track incidents there as well. Figured it all out. We stay clean. We stay green. We come back up to the leader. Aaron Thompson crossing the stripe. 19 laps to go. He has a rear view mirror chock full of that 12 car of Rodney Huntoon. Little side-by-side action for third. Kenny Thompson to dip down below the 04 car of Justin Prescott. You saw the brake rotors once again. A great shot showing just how hard these drivers are on the brakes. Prescott doing everything he can on that high side. Looking at the wing nut timing and scoring. Everybody roughly on the same tire wear, albeit Huntoon came down 64 laps ago, but he did take 4 fresh tires. He's running in second. Kenny Thompson doing everything he can to essentially get into that second spot as they are battling it out for the third position, trying to finish here on the podium on the final race, or at the final race of the season. The backup spotting services 125 here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway, race number 10 of 10 final race, the championship race of the Turn4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series. Putting on a show here for us on Wednesday nights. The 4-car wants to go all over the back bumper of the 45 of Stockwell. He is up into the mix as well. It's a whole bunch of 4s. The 04 car in the mix as well. He's up on the high side. The 4 car feels like he's a little bit faster. You can see Colton almost pushing the 45 car of Stockwell through the corners, trying to get down and around him and the 04 of Prescott. Up front, still Thompson in the 19 car. They're side by side now for second, as Kenny Thompson in the 39 going to try and kick the door open down on the bottom side. 15 laps to go. 14 once we get to the stripe. And there you saw the 12 car just holding on here at this point. Came down for some tires. 45 laps to go under caution. And you can see just really driving the heck off this race car up to the outside wall, giving it a little bit of a scraping some of that virtual final off of the side of that black and green and white machine. And he's got it sorted out single file for the time being. Para Thompson's up front. Aaron holding on to the lead. Kenny in second. Rodney Huntoon in third. JD Stockwell in third. Outside of the top 10, getting a little bit spicy as these 4 drivers were doing battle to get it all sorted back out. Little side-by-side action from the 12 car of Tony Burke. Remember, he came down under one of those most recent cautions. Get some of the repairs done. He's got 4 fresh tires. He's only got 13 laps to go. Check that, 12 laps to go as they cross the stripe. But the 12 of Tony Quadros running in the 7th position, and he's got about 10, 15, maybe 20 lap fresher tires than everybody up in the top 10. And how about it? Thompson's going at it for the lead. Aaron Thompson holding on to it. Kenny Thompson wants to try and take it away. A couple of different lines the past few laps around this racetrack. These guys switching it up, trying to see who's quicker where, who's slower where, who's going to pass who here in the final going of it. As you can see, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this one. 10 laps to go, according to Barney, up in the flag stand. And you can see the 19 car really cutting into the corners earlier and harder than the 39 car of Kenny is. But Kenny is really able to drive off the corners much harder than the 19 car. So this is going to be an absolute battle to the final lap, to the checkered flag here in the final race of the season. A little bit of a slip up there on the front straightaway for the 19 of Aaron Thompson. Going to open the door for Kenny in the 39 car. There you see the 15 lap traffic once again going to be a factor here in the closing laps of this one. 15 car, oh, check that. That's the 03 car of Wenzel. He goes high and dry. Something's wrong with that car. He's struggling with the handling of it. But there you see the Thompsons get on by. The 19 car holding on to the lead. As now 3rd, 4th, 5th on back. Having to work around that 03 car. It might have been a flat tire, something going down, something broken. Something definitely amiss on the 03 car of Wenzel. As you can see, he's back with the 45. Oh, Wenzel up into the outside wall. Or just kidding, that's JD Stockwell in the 45 car. There's the 03 into the back of the 45 car. I wonder if this is a receipt from earlier. So we might have some issues with the brewing between the 03 and the 45 camp. The 45 car, he's going to come down pit road. The 03 car is going to chase him down pit road. Are we going to have ourselves a fight here in the iRacing world? We may very well have it. As you can see, we check up with the leaders. Aaron Thompson still up front. The 45 and the 03 car, they're going to drive through pit road. I'm going to tell you right now, the race officials are not going to like this. There you see the lighting, the battle for the lead as we come to the stripe. High five from Barney in the flag stand. 5 laps to go for the Thompsons up front. Aaron holding on to the lead. Kenny there in second. We take a peek. We look back at it. JD Stockwell still has the 03 car all over his back bumper. There's a lot of green paint on the front bumper of the 03 and on that right quarter panel as well. It looks like he's waving at him with at least one finger. The 03 up to the 45. We'll have to see if we can maybe talk to some of the drivers after this one and find out what went down between those two drivers. But they are riding aggressive around in the closing laps of this one. Up front, though, the 19, speaking of aggressive, having himself an aggressive night. He's been up in the top 5 all evening long, and he has himself 2.5 laps to go. The 39 car able to close that gap just a little bit more side by side. We got to check back in with Stockwell and Wenzel. You can see they are still beating and banging on each other in the closing laps of this one. But pick your favorite flavor. Popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go. The 19 car's there, all over the back bumper of Kenny Thompson. He got there. He gave him a tap. He let him know that he was there. The TC3, the 3-bump rule, that may very well be what we see here at Stafford Speedway, and that is exactly where it came from here at Stafford Motor Speedway, as we have the white flag, white rag for the 39 car. Kenny Thompson has 1 lap to go. Check that. About a half a lap to go for Kenny Thompson. Aaron Thompson going to have one more shot at it down here in turn 3 and 4. Final lap, final corner for the Thompsons. The 39 car of Kenny Thompson going to cross that checkered line in the P1 spot. He's going to take home the final win of the season. Aaron Thompson to finish in second. Rodney Huntoon third. Justin Prescott, Tony Quadros recovering back up to P4. What a race, what a show here at the virtual Stafford Motor Speedway, as we will talk to our top 3 drivers here momentarily, and we will absolutely get an opportunity to talk to some of these guys about where they're heading in the real racing world coming on up. But let's take a peek at the unofficial results for the season. Kenny Thompson, Aaron Thompson, and Rodney Huntoon going to come home at 1, 2, 3. Justin Prescott in the 04 car. Strong battle for him as he's going to come home in 4th. Tony Quadros came down pit road with 30 laps to go to get 4 fresh tires. He's going to come home in 5th. Colton Martin in 6th. Evan Burke 7th. Joey Frazier in that 37 car. Great run for him. He's going to finish in 8th. Dominic LaFleur in 9th. And Jackson Davis going to round out the top 10. We're going to catch up with, who are we going to catch up with? We'll catch up with the champ first. Skylar Shippey in the 51 car, I believe, is going to be the unofficial champion, and won a lot of races here at VidaneTV. Had a solid run here tonight. Good-looking race car there as well with the black and orange ride as well. But Skylar, congratulations, unofficially the Turn4Podcast Winter iRacing Series champion.
Thank you, sir. It was a pretty good season. This is the first race that I didn't finish first or second, and a lot of good racing. I think I should get the clean driver bonus too, so I'll take that. And yeah, be ready for next year.
Absolutely, already plans for a second season here as well, and got to give you the opportunity. We know there's a lot of 51 fans out there watching on VidaneTV, on the interwebs, as it were. Who's out there watching? Who do you got to thank?
Northeast Home Restoration, Salam Meraki, Perkins, Heat Race Heroes, UNOH, Turn4 for putting this deal on, and anyone watching.
Absolutely, going to come home with a little bit of hardware as well and gear up for season number 2. Congratulations, Skylar. Great run all season long.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll slide up victory lane just a little bit further. Got to see the donuts in slow motion there for the victor, Kenny Thompson in the 39 car, having a solid run up in the top 5 all evening long, and going to come home with the checkered flag.
Yeah, man, that was a fun race for sure. It's fun coming back to the front and racing with my brother for a little while there. That was an absolute blast.
And clean racing, as it were, throughout the closing laps as well. Give you an opportunity here. The City Chevy logo on the hood. Who else gets you to and from the virtual track? Who's out there watching?
Yeah, I got to thank all my supporters, all my sponsors, all my family that watches. That was a good thing. My brother for me clean. That was an absolute blast there at the end. And yeah, thank everybody for putting this league on. And yeah, thanks to everybody that helps do the broadcast.
Picking them up, putting them down. Another checkered flag in the win column for Kenny Thompson. Going to slide, right across the start-finish line to his brother over in the 19 car. Aaron Thompson led a bunch of laps here tonight. Very strong in that number 19 street stock. What else did you need to get up and around your brother?
Yeah, I don't know. Stafford isn't my favorite track, so I knew I was going to struggle coming in here. And felt like I did pretty good there. I just didn't quite have enough, and I kind of gave that one away, but that was a lot of fun racing with him. If I was going to lose nobody else, I'd rather lose too. So,
and I think this is the first time we've had a pair of brothers finish 1-2 on VidaneTV, so we get to add a check in the history column as well. So always cool to kind of do that as well. Who's out there watching? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, EPI, Heat Race Heroes, all those guys, JD Keegan, Skylar, all the people out there watching. My sister Leanne, my sister Kim, Nick, Tim and Heather Carley, Justin Canfield. It was a pretty good season overall. I'm pretty happy to come away with second, seeing what happened at Oswego, and I got wrecked a couple times, and just thanks to DJ and all the Turn4 guys for putting this on. Just come out and have some fun during the off season.
Aaron Tom's going to finish in second behind his brother Kenny here at Stafford to close things out, and we'll cross a little bit further on down right next door. We're going to go to the 12 car of Rodney Huntoon, and Rodney finishing third here tonight. You passed a lot of cars up throughout the field a couple of times, landed on the podium. Hell of a run here tonight, and that car looks relatively clean.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a good run. I didn't quite have enough for the Thompson brothers there. I'd like to thank Aaron for running me clean there. And I tried to pinch him down because I knew I didn't have enough tire for him.
Clean race and side-by-side, beating and banging all throughout the field all night long. A heck of a race here for 125 laps. And Rodney, you finished third. Give you an opportunity here to thank anybody that's out there watching who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack.
I'd like to thank Green Mountain RC, LaFawn Heating, Gosh Chevrolet. They make this Monte Carlo look sharp.
And gearing up for season number 2 with a podium finish to cap off the season here. And that's a wrap for us here at VidaneTV. 10 races in the books. You can catch them all on demand over on the YouTube page, www.youtube.com/VidaneTV. You can even go over to the website if you needed to, vidane.tv/live, and you can get hooked up with all of our social media accounts. You can see them there on your screen as well. We're on the Gram, we're on the TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Twitter, TikTok, all of them, all the social media. Definitely find us out. Give us the likes, the subscribes, the shares, all that good stuff, and let your friends and family know you're watching a little iRacing action on any given evening. Well, that's going to do it here for us at VidaneTV. From everybody with the Winter Series here with the Turn4 Podcast, Winter iRacing Series, and everybody at VidaneTV. We'll catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we are going to be doing it live.